Welcome to Someone Awesome Films. I'm Rob.
And I'm Mel.
Today we're going to review Despicable Me 2.
And yes, that's right, Despicable Me 2.
They made a sequel to the first one.
Which I didn't think they needed to, really.
I didn't want to see a sequel to the first one. I saw the first one. I was like, yeah, how nice. Good for them. Well done. So long, Despicable Me and Guru. But then they made another one, and guess what? You're gonna be shocked. Well, at least I wasn't. But you might be if you really liked it, and you're like, yes, another one. Well, actually, no, you might actually enjoy this movie. So, you know what? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it's crap. I'll let you do your thing.
Well, Steve Carell's back as Gru, and he's got his girls with him. But surprisingly, he is not evil anymore.
Yeah, because of the first one, he was evil, and then he got redeemed by the girls, and we found his inner goodness, and now he's boring. I'll say it. He's a boring dude. There is not much interesting about him.
There's no scheme, like, to steal the moon or anything on that kind of scale.
He's making jam.
Yeah.
And jelly.
He's a legitimate businessman now, throwing kids' parties and just being a dad, really.
Yeah.
Which I guess is nice for him, because he's not used to that. But still, we would have liked to see gadgets and evil plots.
Because Kristen Wiig comes into it as Lucy Wilde. She recruits him into the AVI or AVL.
Anti-Villain League.
Yeah, so AVL. And they say, we got this guy, he stole this serum that makes people or things, if you inject it into them, like a bunny rabbit, for example, what they showed. Bunny rabbit gets injected, becomes this big, horrible, invincible beast that can't be stopped.
That's killing everyone.
And this guy stole it, and now he's going to make an evil army. And it's like, well, we got to stop him. So they recruit Gru, and they're like, you're a villain. You
can think like one.
You'll find him, and they do pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Almost instantly, and then they stop him pretty quickly, instantly, I would say.
And that's it.
You'll leave so unsatisfied with anything that happens in this movie. You'll be like, what was the point?
Well, apart from the story, it's good. Like, the minions are funny.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's held by silly jokes.
It's really joke-orientated.
It's very joke-orientated and 3D in-your-face kind of stuff.
They really utilize that. I think they probably did realize, the story's not so good,
They're
so
like,
let's
this
make
story
everything...
kind of sucks.
Let's make
the
everything
super villain is like they do that usual thing, you know. You see a glimpse of the villain in his evil base and stuff. It's like, oh, who could he be? It's who you thought it was going to be, and then which is disappointing because it was who you thought it was going to be, but then you hope that it wasn't them, and you were expecting, you know, some kind of grand super villain, and it was like, oh, that's not going to happen, is it? That sucks, and you get this lame villain, and it just
it's pretty watered down.
So slapped together. It's so boring, but entertaining and funny. So I don't know. I'm just going to contradict myself and say I was entertained and I laughed, but I hated it at the same time. I left and didn't want to see it ever again.
Well, it was nice. There was a happy ending, but
Yeah, see, now you're unsatisfied. You're like, yes, this is great. Oh,
no.
I take it back. So, Despicable Me 2, I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay.
Perfect average film. A film that I was enjoyed enough, but hated the rest. So it's like, you know, there's a 5. I hated 50%, but I enjoyed 50%.
Oh, I'm going to go with a 6. I suppose, like, if you were to take your kids to it, they would laugh their heads off.
Yeah, because there's fart
hilarious.
guns and stuff.
Yeah, it's silly, like blowing raspberries and stuff all the time, and the minions say bum a lot, and bottom.
Yeah.
So. But
for adults, there's some subtle stuff in there, and some not so subtle stuff, like references to much more adult movies like Alien.
Yeah.
And
so there is that element of
Star Wars. There's quite a few Star Wars stuff in there, Return of the Jedi and Attack of the Clones. So it's very. If you're bored of the story, just pick movie references. Just sit and watch and go, what is that a reference to? And I'm guessing that's what the animators did. They were like, I'm bored of making this movie. I'm just going to make silly references. Sneaky, very, very subtle camera shot, doors, things. So, you know, there's something in there, I'm sure. Despicable Me 2. I don't want to see it again. You'll probably see it again.
If you've got
when
kids,
it's on TV.
Take them. But I'm not rushing out to buy it.
No. God, no. Gru, be evil again. Do something interesting. One new gadget was a lipstick taser.
That's it.
That's it.
We've seen the freeze ray and
the first one had so much.
And the cars and
You had a moon shrinking thing,
Lair.
spaceships, and it was just like, oh yeah, here's my lipstick, it's a taser. It's like, go home, Despicable Me writers. Have a good look in the mirror. And ask yourself what you want to do in number 3.
Again.
If you're doing a third one, really think about it. Please.